Okay, so that's all the Sodal questions answered. Now onto the other ones you guys asked. There are a few that I might not be able to give a constructive answer for, so apologies if I miss a few of those. Anyway, let's get started. Blaze Plushy Emerald asks, "Are you based off Henry the Green Engine?" Uh, well, not really. It's no secret that he's my favorite character in the show. That's probably not going to change anytime soon. So I just decided to have him as my profile pick, and I thought, Rob the Green Engine. That has a nice ring to it. My username. So I thought, let's go with that. Like it's shit. What people do choose to keep their real name a secret from their subscribers, and that's totally fine. But for me, I've no problem with people knowing what my real name is. So just just include my name in there, and you can it makes it easier for you. Like, oh, excuse me, Rob, um, can you voice this character? So no, I'm not based off Henry the Green Engine, which was your actual question. Um, but like, he's my favorite character. I've got to include him in the title of my channel somehow. Melissa Taverner asks, "What are your thoughts on season 5?" Well, I've talked about this one in my worst to best episodes video. Yes, I still think it's the best series so far. It impacted me the most. Obviously, it was some of the first episodes I ever saw. Um, you know, I it's what made me realise that how much Thomas works if it's got a dark theme added to it, and so that inspired me to make some of the dark stories that you'll see in the future. So yeah, season 5, love it, and I thank it for the stuff it's given me. Wooden Trade Productions has asked 3 questions. His first is, do you have other hobbies other than Thomas the Tank Engine and F1? Well, first thing I want to say is it's not just F1 I follow. I follow all sorts of motorsports, and I've travelled to a few over the years. And Formula One, like it's usually known as the greatest motorsport in the world, and it isn't currently. No, that goes to the other motorsports I follow currently, like British Touring Car Championship, NASCAR, IndyCar, Formula E. I enjoy watching those. But my other hobbies are go karting. I've done a bit of that, of course. I hope to do some onboard camera videos on my second channel. If you haven't subscribed to that already. Um, what else? Writing. Like going for walks, long walks, to explore different parts of my hometown. Uh, Going out with friends, that's always fun. Nightclubs, house parties. Yeah, always up for a laugh. Just clipped my microphone there. That was made a lot of noise, I imagine. Sorry about that. His next question is, what's your favourite type of merchandise? Uh, Tough one. I mean, like I collected a lot of the DVDs, which I still have, and the videos, because yeah, the first few. I'm 19 years old, and most of my life has been defined by the stuff I watch on television. um, so yeah, I just like to sit back and watch these things. Like obviously, I collect the toys. Wooden Railway, I have a few. I still use nowadays. Ursul was probably the one I collected the most of. That's about it because my parents were on a budget, so couldn't buy me too much merchandise. I got books, other stuff. Like yeah, got plenty of stuff. And his final question is, what's your favourite Thomas the Tank Engine fan series? Now, it's difficult because like I subscribe to these people, to watch their videos if they're particularly clever, but it's it's really difficult for me nowadays to commit to different series. I mean, like years ago though, I did follow loads of them, like TNF from Missile Run Blossom. That was like the first major series. Was like, yeah, this is like and only ran on for 14 episodes, of course. So it's sad that it ended, but we probably all know the personal reasons why it had to stop, why he had to stop making Thomas Fiend videos. Um, Another one I like, mini series by Crane Productions 27. That made me laugh quite a lot, even though I don't know if he still makes that, but if he does, like I still watch that. So it makes me laugh quite a lot. Yeah. My favourite one currently, even though I'm in it, that I'm in it, so that might be cheating a little bit, but it has to be Thomas the Tank Engine's NWR Adventures. That has its own YouTube channel, but it's made by Fantastic Mr. S, and I voice 3 characters on there. I enjoy being in it, of course, but the other episodes where I'm not in it are still really good, and I enjoy them as well. So yeah, I think that's a few examples. Struggle to think of many more, but you know, if there's an occasional series that people have good words on, I might go back and watch some of them in the past, but it's in the future. I mean, but for now, it's difficult for me to commit to series like this. Comic Fan 13 has also asked 3 questions, and they are: what do you think about Rebecca? Do you hate her for replacing Henry, or did you give her a chance? I did give her a chance, and 2 episodes, Confusion Without Delay and What Rebecca Does. I really enjoyed those, and she seemed pretty likable. I was expecting her to be like that, so it's fine. Obviously, she's not going to be better than Henry in any way, but she's fine as, like, she's not another Emily, or she's different to Nia, at least. She's funny as well, fun to watch. So yeah, I don't hate her for replacing Henry at all. I think she has potential, and hopefully they'll take advantage of that potential in the future. Who is worse, Billie or Charlie? Well, Billie is without a doubt my least favourite character in the show, by a mile. Like, only appeared in 1 episode, stupid episode. He is annoying, unlikable. Charlie has appeared in loads of episodes, is quite likable. I'd go far enough to say he's funny. So, yeah, Billie definitely worse, and Charlie I quite like. He's decent. Like, he can be annoying. Like, you know, like, his jokes aren't that good, but let's face it, we all know that one person who does bad jokes, but you can't help but like have a sort of fondness for them because of that, you know. So Charlie, yeah, I'm fine with him as a character. Might see more of him. Billie, I could do without. Austin Anthony asks, what was the first ever episode of Thomas you ever saw? That would be Thomas and Bertie, because one of the first videos I owned, it might have been even the first video I owned, was a Best of Bertie VHS, which had Thomas and Bertie, of course, Bertie's chase, Thomas gets bumped, Trust Thomas, and Bulgy, those 5 stories. So yeah, those were the first 5 episodes I ever saw, and you'll be shocked to know that despite those episodes being the first I ever saw, Bertie is not one of my favourite characters personally, but that's for another video. And his second question is, what's your favourite Thomas movie or special? It's going to be an obvious answer. Of course, it's The Adventure Begins, even though I've only seen it once. Like, I don't know. I need to go and watch these more than once, because, like, recently, you know, haven't really found the time to sit back and watch these. So yeah, that one I feel made me feel, brought me back into the fandom, back into the community, and I felt, they've still got this. They're good at writing this stuff. So yeah, that's my favourite. But I think in the future, I'm sure, like, I will watch every special more and more, and maybe my opinion will change. Who knows? Boss Gamer 129 has quite a few questions here. What is my opinion on Thomas Wood 2019? Obviously, I buy the original Wood and Railway because that's always going to be the best one. But having looked at a few of these, they look decent. The Wood. They filled in a few. They bothered to paint the rest of the models, so that's all obviously a bonus. The size and shapes look just about right for the characters, and yeah, maybe in the future I will buy these, as long as they work really well with my Wooden Railway toys. Otherwise, probably not going to work, so won't really consider it. Who is your favorite narrow gauge engine? Uh, I think it's got to be Peter Sam because he's probably the only one who has had, he's been consistent with in terms of character. Scarloi's obviously always been Scarloy started off really wise, but now he's like a child. Rheneas we hasn't really been given much of a personality. Sahandel Sandal was very stuck up at first, but now he's just exactly the same as the others. But Peter Sam, like, he's timid, he's fine, and I like him like for that. He sticks out a bit more because of that. If you had to choose any characters to replace Rebecca and Nia other than Henry, who would you choose? Well, I'd choose Edward, of course. I mean, that wasn't an option, but probably in a normal world, they would. Edward wouldn't be allowed in this, but I think I would definitely choose probably Duck and Oliver. Yeah, that's probably best answer. And I guess so that we can fit my third favorite character in the show, Toad, and then yeah, Toad. Like he needs to be more. He needs to be higher ranked in terms of the top characters in the show because he has had so many good episodes. Whatever, every time they do something with Toad, they do it right. So why not just promote him to one of the theme team? He's a break van, but it works, right? What other shows do you watch? Well, on evenings I watch 4 soap operas: Coronation Street, Emmerdale, EastEnders, and Hollyoaks. I'm quite a big fan of classic sitcoms, Open All Hours, On the Buses. I should have written these down. Young Ones, People Get Car Share, The Inbetweeners, Two One Is, and shows like Top Gear, like a lot of shows that make me laugh, like The Apollo, Mock the Week, Hypothetical. The occasional kids show from my childhood: Pingu, Fireman Sam, Bob the Builder, Postman Pat. Those shows. What else? The Simpsons, Family Guy, the motorsport program I've talked about before, Britain's Got Talent. There's a whole variety. I like a lot of different stuff, and I'm the kind of person who, if there's a person I particularly like, tells me about this particular show, says it's really good, I will put a lot of thought into watching it, and yeah, that's probably how I will. And eventually I'll probably become a big fan of the show. In the end, do you think Godred is actually dead? Yeah. Well, that's obviously a Railway series story, so it's obviously it's not going to be resolved. It's not a question that's going to be answered in the books at all. I guess the only way we can find out a definite answer to that is if they made a story out of that. And actually, looking at the series now, I can totally imagine them making a story about where they bring him back and he's a good guy again. He's with the Yellow Mountain Edges, but they have to be introduced first. So who knows? Geo, the Avatar creature, has asked 3 questions, and the third and final one I've answered already. It was my Thomas and Bertie VHS. But the other 2 are: what was your very first Wooden Thomas and Friends character? That is a good question because obviously, as some of you might know, my brother was a fan of the show before me, my older brother, and when he grew up a bit, his toys, videos, and books, they all passed on to me, and so we have the James, the Percy, and the Toby that we have now. But I have no the Brio toys. But I honestly have no idea which one they got first, so can't give an answer for that. But it's definitely one of those 3. What is your favourite Thomas item you've got? Yeah, it's a tough one. Probably my Wooden Railway toys, because I don't play with them as much as in the way that I used to. So, but I did collect them for the purposes of this series, so I could make more stories for you guys, and it just allows me to do more with my show, because like originally I would just use those non-Thomas characters from other Woodland brands, and just use them for stories and make names for them. And that's all well and good, but that's I thought by getting Woodland Railway Thomas characters that are slightly expensive, but that's fine. It shows you're making an effort for your videos and your projects, and yeah, those would mainly be the ones because I feel like yes, I spent some of my money, but I did that because I spent my money on those toys because I knew I'd make use of them. The Sudrian AO asks favorite Thomas episode and least favorite episode. Favorite episode is of course Old Iron. So exciting. Always enjoy it when I watch it. Yeah, exciting. It draws a good conclusion to Edward's story. Yeah, can't get enough of it. Least favorite episode, a lot of ones from the Miller era I haven't seen yet, or even the Brenner era. Even like I gave up after about halfway through season 22. So yeah, maybe there are a few bad episodes I haven't seen yet, but for the moment it has to be the Water Wheel because I like we like a copy of Steady Eddie, and also like the bouncing water wheel just going everywhere. Like I was just groaning throughout that scene and almost the whole episode because yeah, very very disappointing episode, and hopefully season 23 will improve, but who knows. Favorite RWS book. Now it's tricky because like I do own quite a few of them, and I do still enjoy reading them, and I'm looking forward to reading them to my kids at some point in the future. But there are some stories like especially the ones that were made into stories in the show. You can't help but feel these feel slightly less interesting now because they're just pictures and words. But in terms of the ones that it is definitely one that a book that hasn't been made into any episodes yet, and I think I'll give that one to Henry and the Express. Well, quite obvious reasons, but like I have those stories on tape as well, and they sounded good. So yeah, fond memories of that one. Josh Productions '07 has asked quite a few questions on here, some of which I've answered in the previous video, but I'll carry on now. Favorite Thomas season 5. Favorite Railway series book, Henry and the Express. Favorite Thomas episode, Old Iron. Favorite movie, Rush, as I said in my other video. Favorite TV show, I think I'll give that to classic Top Gear because like as of late I've not had much time to not been going out as much. I've been just watching telly, and Dave like very kindly show classic episode of Top Gear with Clarkson, Hammond, and May. They were so good at just making it more than just a car show. They made it funny. They made it so entertaining. Like, yeah, they just said this is a car show can be funny, and yeah, it's great. And it was such a shame that it had to end. And like Paddy McGuinness, I like the guy, but he definitely won't make the show as good as what those three did. Unfortunately, I can't watch the Grand Tour, but I know that would be good. So if there was some way I can watch it, I definitely would when when it's on. Favorite video game? Tough one. There's so many. Probably Simpsons Hit and Run. Like I had that game. Came out. I think I got it several years after it came out in 2003. So we hadn't had our first computer that long, but I still play it today. It's like if 16 years later, I still have fond memories of playing it. It's tough. It's tricky, but like it's good. At least it challenges you, and that's the main point of the video game. It's I'll still be playing it within in years to come, I'm sure. If the Edges had ages, what do you think would be their ages? I'll only go through a few examples here. Thomas has got to be about 9 or 10, or slightly older, who knows. Percy, about the same. Edward could be in his 50s or late 40s. Henry, I don't know, like there's he's supposed, there's this in the past you'd probably guess that he is around the same age as Gordon, but nowadays probably he seems much younger, so I'd say late 20s. Gordon is definitely in his 40s. let's be real. James, I'd say about the same age as Henry, late 20s. Toby, 50s or 60s. Emily, I'd say early 20s. Like, those are a few examples I'll give. No, it's really difficult to say because the characters have changed so much, and that would be a really good series. If someone ever made like a human version of with them as humans and like and they're all different ages, different varying degrees of experience. And in fact, I just remembered Michelle's doing a series like that. So yeah, my wish has been granted. So I look forward to seeing that whenever it comes out. And my favourite narrator, well, controversial one. I don't really have a favourite TV series one because I think they all did they most of them did the job that was required. They told the story quite well. But because I listened to that tape of which had 3 of the Christopher Audrey Railway Series books, my favourite has to be Ted Robbins because of how he described it, how he made the story come to life, even though it was only a book. Brilliant. And Jonathan Dejima has asked me 2 more questions, as well as the first one, which I answered in my first video. What are your thoughts on the Meet the Steam Team videos? I haven't seen any of them yet, but I will at least say my opinion on them from having not watched them. I think it's good that they're like making these little videos on social media now. So because they're like get to know these people and they get to know these characters. They've each got something to make them stand out. Like as the roll call has proved. But personally, I hope they do it for the non-Steam Team characters as well, because what you do then is you make only the young audience who like only pay attention to certain things. I'm sure, they would only pay attention to if those 7 characters were in the scene, and if it's somebody they don't know that well, they don't know what they like, what they don't like, they probably won't be as invested. So make videos about them as well, so the audience know what they're like, and they'll get excited when that person is on screen, because it's no secret that a lot of people don't like the idea of the Steam Team. That should only be 7 main characters in the show. So yeah, broaden your horizons. Like focus on the ones who might not be seen too much, but like they're still there and they still matter. So like give them some exposure. Who is your favorite band? That's a weird thing, really, because I listen to like loads of different music, lots of different music from different eras, by different people. It's really hard to say, like, if like it's very rare that there's a band or an artist who makes 3 or more songs that I really like. But for the moment, my favourite musician has to be Sir Elton John. Yeah, almost forgot to call him Sir there, and rightly so. So yeah, like there was me, my mum and dad went on a long road trip a while ago. I can't remember where we went. No, I'm not sure. But they bought an Elton John CD for the journey, and we were just reminiscing about all the songs he'd made, like including the ones that are quite recent, the ones that were made for The Lion King, for example. And there are so many good songs. There are a few that I can do a decent cover of. I'm really quite fond of him. Obviously, I won't be able to see. Obviously, he's doing his farewell tour, so I won't be able to see him perform live. But that doesn't matter to me. Like, as long he's still brilliant, and I'll still listen to his music for years to come, and I hope other people will as well. And of course, looking forward to see Rocket Man when it comes out. We're hoping to see that in a couple of weeks. Quite a few of my family together. We'll look forward to seeing that. So yeah, Elton John, definitely my favourite musician so far. Okay, guys, so that was all the non-Sodor themed questions answered, and thank you to everyone who asked questions of anything. I enjoyed answering them. Yep, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.